It is.
Very grateful for this direct interaction. I'm in a relationship right now that appears to be at a crossroads, and I've listened
They
to
always
you.
are.
Yeah, right. So
This can be a good conversation or a bad one. I can jump on a good feeling disc or a not good feeling disc. Crossroads constantly.
right.
Yeah.
So
Who's in charge of this relationship?
we both think we are.
Yeah, well, when you introduce into your vibration what somebody else thinks, your vibration is weakened.
That's what I tell her.
There's no way out of this one.
And we listen to you enough to know that in order to either proceed in a manner that's more pleasing or to move on to something that's more pleasing.
You can't get there from there.
Exactly.
Because if you move on, if you leave an unpleasing place, you take the vibration with you that created it to the new place.
Right. So neither option feels very good.
Yeah.
And it obviously
It'd
perpetuated.
be great if there was another one, but
Right.
this doesn't feel good and this doesn't feel good, and now I'm out of options. Or are you?
Sitting here talking to you.
Well, do you believe that there is a momentum in the thoughts that you think?
Absolutely.
And do you believe that you encourage each other, that you rendezvous with each other on chosen discs?
Mm-hmm.
Can you choose the disc that your partner gets on? Or can you only choose the disc that you get on?
Interesting.
Is it any of your business what disc the other person gets on?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So a lot of what you just said became immediately irrelevant.
Right.
Because you don't have any control over it, and it really isn't any of your business. So you could tell us a little bit about this person.
Very sweet and kind and loving and generous, and
That feels good. That's a high-flying disc, isn't it?
Right.
Really high-flying disc.
but
Yeah. This disc flies too high. If I stay up here, I'll never see her. Better come down to the reality. But
knowing all these things, I still find myself in a place of difficulty in appreciation for those things, because I feel guilty when she's good for me, not knowing that I'm able to reciprocate.
well, you're just overthinking all of it.
That's my problem.
Yeah. Well, so what does any of that mean anyway? What unravel that a little bit for us. There's this person who is so easy to appreciate. And when I appreciate this person, I come into perfect vibrational resonance with the source within me who also appreciates her.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this pure, positive energy thing going on. You don't feel guilty when there's that pure, positive energy thing going on. That discomfort is when you're doing something else.
Right.
So when you're doing something else, that's when you've got the problem, not when you're appreciating.
Right.
You see what we're getting at? So let's rework this conversation. I have this fantastic partner, and sometimes I focus upon this person. I see her through the eyes of Source. And when I choose to resonate with Source, when I hold her as my object of attention, I'm tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and I know the perfection of this decision and of this relationship. Right. But sometimes I don't choose to see her as the Source within me sees her. Sometimes I let circumstances, or I'm influenced in some other way, and I don't feel good. Sometimes I don't utilize my guidance system in a very good way, and then I don't feel so good. But it really, my using or not using my guidance system has nothing to do with her. It has only everything to do with me. Because I know enough. I've been listening to you, Abraham, long enough, and so has she. We don't believe that the other should be jumping through hoops in order for us to only observe to feel good. We've gone way past that. And we are so valuable to each other.
Well, that's what I tell her, because she appears to be the one who wants me on her disc more so. And after listening to you for so long, I desire more freedom.
But that's not any of your business.
Right.
That's not any of your business. In other words, what disc is she on that she seems to be wanting to bring you to? What do you mean by that? Let's just talk about it briefly.
A disc of utter certainty and security, a direction, which in the beginning we were on the same disc. That's why we were initially attracted to one another, right? So at first you didn't know that much about each other. So it was easier for you to maintain positive expectation about one another. Correct.
So it was easier in the beginning to use each other as your observable excuse to be tuned into source. So you were misusing each other right from the beginning.
Absolutely.
So now you're wiser. You're not asking anyone to be the reason for your alignment.
Right.
And yet in this situation you are. It's like we used each other in the beginning to be the excuse for each other's alignment. But now we know too much about each other. And so we're not able to just observe and feel good. And both of us are upset at the other one that we're not able to any longer just observe and feel good. And we say, well, then maybe this relationship has played itself out. Maybe in the misusing or misunderstanding, it has played itself out. We just have a question for you. Are there still things about this girl that you appreciate easily?
Yes.
And why would you choose anything else to focus upon? When you have the option of focusing upon someone you love, seeing her through the eyes of Source, tuning in to all of the power that creates worlds, giving yourself clarity and vitality and energy, why would you not just do that? Well, we'll tell you why. Because there's momentum otherwise. But don't give in to the weakness of sloppy thinking. Focus yourself into what feels good. We're not asking you to make her the perfect one. We're asking you to tune to Source so that the perfect one can join you on your disc. And when you were doing that, the perfect one did join you on your disc, you see. You're doing what almost everybody does. You're making everybody else responsible for the disc. Esther does it too. Oh, it's so good to have someone lovable. Oh, lovable ones. Lovable ones make life so easy. And unlovable ones make you have to focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know. Sometimes you just want to go screaming into the woods.
Yeah.
But
she appears to be attracting other potentials to her that are on the same vibe.
Yeah.
But because of the commitment, she has a hard time letting go to explore the things, or us deciding whether to continue trying or not.
Well, from what we can feel from both of you, and there is a very acute vibration that's coming off of this, neither one of you want to let go of this relationship because you both innately feel the power of it.
Right.
In other words, you didn't just stumble into it. Your grid filled in with each other.
Right.
And it filled in when you were tuned in, tapped in, turned on to who you really are. And both of you sense that there is great potential. You're just in the process of remembering that every relationship can be as good as you focus it to be or as bad as you focus it to be. And you could start over. Both of you could. You could start over and have the same sort of scenario. You could find someone who's on your disc, who feels pretty good to you, and you could focus yourself into alignment, and you could have a good run with it. But we promise you, if you give up on this relationship with this little effort or attention at choosing a disc and focusing on it, It's just going to be another one and another one and another one and another one and another one. And we promise you, you'll be looking back at this one and acknowledging all the benefit that was there that you missed out on because you just got to focus it into being.
I guess I don't understand what my point of resistance is, because it seems like I resist it so adamantly.
It's not your point of resistance. Oh, we love saying this to you, is about momentum caused by law of attraction. Did you get that? Resistance is always about momentum caused by law of attraction, which means, we'll say it in a little stronger way, I've been sloppy in my thinking until I got momentum going that isn't serving me. And now it's strong enough that it feels like it's something bigger than that, but it isn't. It's never bigger than that. She's got an infestation of bed bugs that feels like the whole world's after her, and they're bed bugs.
Right.
In other words, tiny little insignificant things that don't even want to eat her. They can go a long time without eating at all. It's such a lovely thing when you meet someone who evokes from you such strong desire that you can feel when you're out of whack. You see?
That's for sure.
So that says something. If you sort of want something and you're sort of out of whack, then you're sort of out of whack. But if you really want something, if it's really resonance with the whole of who you are, and you are denying yourself resonance with it, then it sticks out because it matters, and it's worth focusing about. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stand if you think it's you. No? Over closer? Yes.